extend a very warm welcome to you all to our online candle lighting ceremony at the Hamblin Centre. The commemoration of the winter solstice is one of the world's oldest celebrations, marking the shortest day and the longest night of the year. It's part of all the natural rhythms and cycles of life, helping us feel connected with something deeply profound and so much greater than our usual everyday concerns. The derivation of the word solstice comes from the Latin words for sun and to stand still. Over this time of the solstice, the sun seems to stand still for about 4 days. So today, and maybe over the next few days, we connect with a deep, intrinsic need to stand still a while with the sun, before celebrating with joy the renewal of the light as the days gradually begin to lengthen once more.
This time around the winter solstice reminds us that for renewal to take place, we must let go of the past. In the depth of the winter, with the darkness all around us, we must learn to go within, to seek our inner wisdom. We must learn to let go of all that holds us back, so that after a time of quiet reflection, we can welcome the new with an open and joyous heart. Together, with the power of our combined intention at this time of powerful transition, let's aim to use this time of metaphorically standing still, to step back, to breathe in a breath of peace, and to truly nourish and nurture the light within our hearts. We can then honour all that we have learned and experienced in the year gone by and move forward with hope and positivity to the new year ahead.
Now, as we light the main candle, and as the flame blossoms into life, we attune ourselves to the undying light of God. We feel that flame spring into life within the centre of our hearts. Let it grow stronger and brighter, remembering that we are all part of the one radiant light that shines throughout all creation.
We invite you now to enjoy a moment figuratively standing still. We invite you to use your own creative imagination to visualize yourself in a place where you can feel your own peace. These words of a beautiful poem written by Lisa Sturge, one of our colleagues here at the Hamblin Centre, may help you connect to your place of peace. It's called An Invitation.
Rest here, where the edges of the water lap, and the gulls ride the thermals on the wing, where the skylarks start their ascent, and the earth lies still and deep. Rest here. Rest here, amongst the strife and the turmoil, here in the deepest part of you, where the soft walls enfold and circle, where your heart beats to a soothing rhythm of calm. Rest here. Rest here. Let all the hurts of the past be heard. Let the moment breathe itself. Let your heart unfurl as you rest your weary flesh and lose yourself in velvety embrace. Rest here. You are safe. You are loved. You are home.
In the words of Henry Thomas Hamblin, in the inner stillness is infinite power. So let us now bathe in the beauty of the silence in our own hearts. Now, having begun to connect with the stillness within our hearts, we spend a moment reflecting on the past year, with all its personal and global challenges and experiences. We may well have found it very hard to connect with our own inner peace this year. Henry Thomas Hamblin wrote, "Life presents us with many difficult experiences and confronts us with many hard paths, and it is by accepting these willingly and by passing through or along them that peace is found. We cannot transmit God's inward peace to others if we do not possess it ourselves. So our duty must always to be so filled with God's peace that others become conscious of it."
Our memories from the past year may also be touched with deep sadness for friends and loved ones who have passed into the world of light, or with a sense of sorrow from the world's situations that feel vast and impenetrable. Henry Thomas Hamblin and his wife Elizabeth also suffered terrible loss in their lives, particularly when their 10-year-old son Dick died. Yet he encourages us to look at the bigger picture and to find our inner peace in ever more profound ways through our experiences. He writes about this in his inspiring book, A Message of a Flower. Ah me, life would be sad and hopeless indeed if our faith did not stretch out firm hands beyond the grave, if it could not tell us that all is well. But the flowers greet us with loving and sympathetic glances. They would gently chide our sorrow, saying, "Dear mortals, try not to be sorrowful this day because of those who have passed from your sight, but not from your company. We bring you messages of hope, for we come from the country of eternal day. We are messengers from that love that will never forsake you, that can never let you go." Yes, yes, love that will never let us go. How soon we forget that wonderful love, past all understanding and beyond all definition.
"Take heart," he writes, "behind imperfection is the divine perfection. Behind the gloom, the sun is shining. Behind all sorrow is the eternal joy. Let us enter into the heart of things and realise this glorious truth now, for we can do so. We can pierce the gloom and see the glory behind it all. We can realise in our soul that all is indeed well. How? By looking for God in nature, by looking for God in our fellow creatures, by looking for God in all the experiences of life, by praising God and being in a state of gratitude every hour of the day.
We shall now read out the messages of love that have been sent to us. For those who have passed on into the world of light, we give thanks for their lives and all the gifts they brought to us. In Henry Thomas Hamblin's words, we bring you tidings that all is well. Your loved ones are safe in the great heart of divine love. So now we light this candle on behalf of Janet Burbage, in memory of her beloved parents, Madeleine and Cyril Hicks. Janet says she misses them every day and even more at Christmas.
We light this candle on behalf of Angela Sims for Richard Richardson, who has had massive major surgery and yet seems to find a way to speak so much good about the world, even though he is in extraordinary physical difficulties.
We light the next few candles on behalf of Stacia Holmes. First, for Margaret Lewis, a dear friend for 50 years. Margaret lives on her own and only has a brother and sister-in-law. She's been a very active member of the community and done endless fundraising and charity work. She has the onset of dementia and is very distressed. Margaret asks that she be enfolded by her guardian angel and given the strength and courage to face the future and find joy in life once again. And for Charles Kane, who's living on his own away from his family. In the last 4 years he moved to Northern Ireland for his wife and has almost lost the sight in his eye. He became a father, his dearest wish, but his wife decided she didn't want to be married anymore. He's lost his home and been made redundant, found another job, and now the company is laying off 700 people and relocating to India. He has no friends or family nearby and is very lonely, depressed with his situation. So Stacia asks that he be given the courage and strength and guidance to keep going.
We light this candle on behalf of Cheryl West, for Cheryl's daughter Charlotte. Cheryl writes, I know it's been a difficult couple of years, but you are doing great. And I pray that next year will bring you what you hope for. Lots of love and season's greetings to you.
We light this candle on behalf of David Anstey, for David's brother Alan Anstey and his sister-in-law Alice Anstey, who both passed away this year after many years of illness.
We light this candle on behalf of Patricia Smith, for Patricia's daughter Joanne Smith.
Now, on behalf of Karen Locke, we light a candle for souls departed. Graham Hopper, a dear brother to Kenny and Karen and son of Peggy. For Ian Locke, with gratitude for our time together. For Lindy Bundfuss, a beautiful friend who sadly passed over in February 2020 from pancreatic cancer, with gratitude and love for our caring friendship. And for Rose Brown, a dear mother to my partner David, who passed October 2019. And also for a troubled soul still here, Peggy Hopper, Karen's 90-year-old mum, coping with Alzheimer's, praying for her peace of mind.
We light this candle on behalf of Yana Whitehead, for her dear mum Elizabeth. Yana writes, "She is in the light now, but always close. God bless." And also for Jean Alley, Yana's friend from student days, recovering post-operation. All shall be well. And finally, for Yana's brother and sister-in-law, who live in New Zealand, Geoffrey and Faith.
And we light this candle on behalf of Sheila Garland, for her late husband Adrian. Such a lovely man, missed and loved so much by Sheila, Debbie, Richard and Neil.
We light this candle on behalf of Neelu Patel, in memory of her late husband, Dr. Yashu Patel, and another dedication for peace and good health for the whole world.
And we also light a candle on behalf of Cheryl West, for all those in distress because of the coronavirus situation, wherever in the world they reside.
We light this candle on behalf of Jeremy Hayward, to send healing to the environment and particularly the rainforests.
And we now light a few candles in silence, so that you may dedicate their light to whoever you wish to hold in your thoughts. And now, before we begin to light the candles to project our thoughts of love and peace out into the world, a few more of Henry Thomas Hamblin's words that seem so apt at this solstice time, after a challenging year for us all.
What is true of the individual is true of the nations, and what is true of nations is also true of the world. Before a great step forward and before a great influx of light, there is always a time of travail and darkness. The man or woman of faith and understanding looks upon it as a stage of experience which has to be worked through, and as a prelude to something infinitely glorious which is about to be born from life without strain.
We think that we personally are running the universe. We're afraid to let go for fear that the universe might go wrong. And yet the indwelling Spirit forever says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still. Let go of your anxieties. Cease bearing the universe on your shoulders and know that I am conducting the universe, and that under my direction everything comes to pass at the right time. That everything is in the right place and that every part is functioning perfectly. Be still. Be at rest. Enter into my stillness and know my peace.
We light this candle with our thanks for all the medical staff and carers throughout the world who have worked with such dedication to alleviate the suffering of others. We light this candle with our thanks to all the scientists throughout the world whose amazing hard work brings us hope for the end of the pandemic. We light this candle on behalf of all the people who are suffering from loneliness and despair, from pain and grief, and pray they may find comfort and peace. We light this candle for the hungry and the homeless, and those suffering from the effects of war and persecution, and pray that the consciousness of the world may be raised so that all people are treated with love and compassion. And finally, we light this candle as a symbol of hope for the new year to come, to wish all well throughout the coming year. May it be a year where all peoples appreciate their connection with each other, a year when love reigns in the hearts of all, so that our thoughts will be those of love, justice, goodwill, and truth. Thank you for joining us today for our winter solstice candle lighting ceremony. We finish now with some final uplifting words from Henry Thomas Hamblin. I pray that you may be divinely blessed and upheld, sustained and supported by the divine Spirit, and upheld in the love of God, and that you may know his inward peace, and that it may flow through you like a river. I pray also that you may be so filled with divine love that your life may be a benediction to all you meet. Amen.